that these two conventions had in common, besides that they nominated their party's leader, is that they each said in their speech, America, 33 times.
33 times. I said it this morning, and I will say it again right now. Last night, obviously, incredibly historic and an emotional evening. There were a lot of tears shed throughout the convention this week. I think the only tears shed the previous week at the Republican convention were over a divided Republican Party and people that did not want to see Donald Trump become the nominee of that party.
It was a very divided party. And I guess the question becomes today, whose message is going to resonate with voters? Because if you look at some of the figures, wrong track, 70% say the country is on the wrong track. So Donald Trump painting the country in a slightly doomsday scenario. The Democrats would argue.
Rep that hug with Barack Obama, who represents that.
Well, and that's the question. Donald Trump saying, hey, she represents a third term of President Obama. Is that a smart choice? It's a smart choice to energize Democrats, Chris. There's no doubt about
that. No doubt about that. And you're preaching to the choir right now. You're in that hall. I think, more broadly, President Obama's personal approval ratings are pretty high. I mean, they're over 50%, in some places in the mid to high 50s.
Right.
So he is going to be a very powerful surrogate for her. So is Joe Biden, and boy, did we see that on display. That folksiness.
Yes.
There was a moment, and you were there, Kristen, we were both standing within a few feet of each other, when he went for his mic check. And he came down, actually, who else does that? It drives the Secret Service absolutely crazy. But, theirs is going to be a much more positive vision. Conventions set the stage. Good conventions set the stage for what you want your message to be. Again, I think these are going to be very different kinds of campaigns and messaging that we see going forward.
Jacob, you were at both conventions. Talk about the crowd reaction when both candidates took the stage.
I think at a Donald Trump convention, again, it felt like a reality show, like it has throughout this entire process. He came out and it looked like an episode of The Apprentice. You didn't know what he was going to say next. When Hillary Clinton came out there, obviously the same kind of stagecraft. We were all standing together. We saw pyrotechnics as well. But for her, it's who knows? It seemed like a culmination of a really long process. For me, somebody as an outsider who has been watching this as a civilian for a long time and is now in the middle of this, she seems like she wants you to know she's ready, and she's been at this for a very long time.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.
I can't put it any better than Jackie Kennedy did after the Cuban Missile Crisis. She said that what worried President Kennedy during that very dangerous time was that a war might be started, not by big men with self-control and restraint, but by little men, the ones moved by fear and pride. America's strength doesn't come from lashing out. It relies on smarts, judgment, cool resolve,